My Damian video got 500 likes, and as promised, I'm doing a collab with the one and only 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟 Jobson, the Damian voice actor. He's going to be answering some questions and reacting to my Damian gameplay. A big thanks to him for doing this.
Greetings everyone, 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟 Jobson, the voice actor for Damian here, and I am so happy to be asked along to answer some questions and give my expert opinion on some gameplay, because I am the one and only Damian! Let's get to it. First question that I've got is, what got you into voice acting? So I actually came from a background doing musical theatre and on-stage work, stuff like that, and all the way through growing up when I was performing, I sort of had my eyes set on the West End. That was the ultimate goal. For anyone that's not familiar, it's sort of the equivalent of Broadway over in America. And I spent years training to get onto the West End. And as I was training, I sort of realized that the West End wasn't exactly the be-all and end-all. It wasn't the ultimate goal. I realized that I didn't have to be on there to be a successful actor. So I still had it in mind, but I started looking into different avenues of acting. So I did some on-camera work, I did some in-person, and I did some voice acting. And when I did my first voice acting gig, I walked out of the recording studio and I could not believe that I had that much fun and I got paid for it. That feeling of this is what I meant to do kind of thing was so much stronger than voice acting, with voice acting over every other form, and I absolutely love it. So I knew from as soon as that happened that this was where I was meant to be, and I have no regrets. How did you first get introduced to Damian? So the first time I saw Damian was during the animation recording session. We had 2 recording sessions. We did the animation on the first day, and then we did his voice lines on the second day. And I got to see a sketched out storyboard of the whole animation, and I got to see his massive, beefy arm that was just like this big with his bracelet with the little figurines. So that was kind of my first sort of sneak peek at him. Along with everyone else, I just got to see it in sketch form. And then, of course, when the music video got dropped, I got to see his whole design, and I was so stoked. It was so cool. I love his design so much. So during the audition period, I got sent over a brief that gave a description of the character, not physically, it was more like his voice notes. And they broke it down into 2 different sections. They said he's got one distinct style, which is his sort of performance style, his energy on stage where he's singing and performing, and then he's got his berserker mode where, you know, the headphones come off and he flies through the air and he absolutely destroys the arena. And that is, they described it as sort of like, you know, scream or heavy metal singing kind of thing. And they gave a couple of reference links to various interviews and bands that are singing. So I got to sort of take that information and I got to come up with my own interpretation of what I thought his voice should be. And I sort of had it in my head of a sort of a British rocker crossed with Jack Black's energy and just have fun. And that's what I went with, and thankfully it worked. What part of Damian's personality stood out to you the most? So it's got to be his performance side. I'm a performer. I love entertaining people. I love being on stage and making people feel things, you know, happiness, sadness, excitement, and walking away from their experience with me you know, feeling something and having a good time. And I feel like Damian wants that. He wants to put on a good show. He wants to entertain people with the medieval manner. And he does a great job of it, in my opinion. So yeah, I absolutely love that performance energy that he's got. What do you think about Damian as a brawler? So cool. Like, honestly, so cool. So I was really excited to see what they were going to do with him when he was released into the game. Because, I mean, the animation was really cool. You got to see him in action where he took his headphones off and he went up against 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟 and the other brawlers. And he absolutely wrecked them. So I was curious to know whether or not they were going to keep elements of that in the game. And I was so happy with what they did. Like, they told me during the recording session that his ultimate, that he was going to sort of summon this arena of speakers and trap people inside. And I just thought that that was a really cool idea. And then when I saw it in game, I couldn't stop smiling. He was so awesome. So yeah, I absolutely love him as a brawler. But of course, I'm biased. I voice him. I do like the other brawlers, but Damian's number 1. He's always going to be number 1 for me. Yeah, brother! What were your favorite voice lines? This is such a hard question, and I get asked this a lot because honestly, I love every single one of them. Some of my favorites probably is going to be something like, ooh, you're going to regret that. I love, oh, the crowd wants more. And I love the medieval maniac. I would go like full on, full out if I was in the booth, but I do have neighbors and they're probably annoyed with me already. Are there voice lines that didn't make it into the game? So we did record all of the voice lines that went into the game, and there wasn't any additional voice lines that didn't make it. However, we did do different variations of every line. So if you're not familiar, when you get into a booth to do some voice acting for a game, you will usually have all of your lines in a spreadsheet, all separated out, and you'll go line by line with the director until they're happy with the line, and then you'll move on to the next one. And even if you nail it on the first line and they're like, you know, that's the one we're probably going to go with, they will always ask you to do another variation, 2 or 3. So usually every line's got about 2 or 3 variations, and then it's up to the client, you know, 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔, which ones they want to put into the game. So there isn't any additional lines that didn't make it, but there was lots of variations that didn't make it. Think of all of his singing lines. Every time he sang, there was probably a variation where he didn't. And I was so happy when they added all of them lines in. They added a lot more of the singing lines than I thought they were going to, which is just sick. If you could give Damian more voice lines, what would they be? Oh, that's such a cool question. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not that much of a writer. I mean, obviously, you've got to have the beat says yeah. I mean, that's got to be in there. Or maybe something like, oh, I didn't want to wreck it, but you gave me no choice. That could be quite cool. Yeah, I tell you what, I really love the idea of. I love the idea of brawlers having some sort of like unique lines to each other. So you know how he's got like, oh, Draco and Lumi sitting in a tree. I love that line because he's referencing other characters. So I would love something like if he had to go up against Draco and on another team and defeated him. Something like, oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry that it came to this. Or something like that. You know, I think that's just such a cool dynamic if something like that existed. Sorry, brother. I didn't want to do this. And there he is, looking awesome, my dude. Oh, I absolutely love his design. It's so cool. Okay, so we're going into this match. What have we got? What have we got? Oh, Brawl Arena. Cool. Haven't really done many of these, but they're so cool. And look at that. Only one Damian in this match, the way it should be. The one and only. All right, going into it. Nice. I'm amazing. Oh, yeah, you are, brother. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got to get out of the flame. Make sure... See, the thing is with Damian is I've got these chunky legs. They don't move too quickly. So you got to pick your moments. You got to go and find all them little hidey spots, the sneaky, and then when they're least suspecting it, that is when you strike. And look at that, nice, flying through the air, absolutely decimating that little squad. They didn't know what hit them. Well, it was the metal hard maniac, that's what it was. Okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter if you get defeated, because the thing about Damian, he's always ready to come back. Nice, finding them little hidey spots, going in. Robots everywhere, but they haven't got a chance against the explosion, the fiery fist of Damian. Nice. Yeah, you are. Gotta keep telling yourself that, because you know it's true. Nice. Okay, so what are you going to do against them? Put up the wall, bit of defense there. That is beautiful. And look, Frank hasn't got a clue you're there, and he's... he saw you, he tried to run, and all you had to do was fly through the air, and he was gone. That was it. Nice work. Love that strategy. Little robot there, just gonna get rid of that like it's nothing. Goodbye, little robot. See, both towers already defeated. Beautiful. And fly through the air, trap them in, make sure they can't go anywhere. That's it, because like I said, I've got these chunky legs. I ain't moving any quicker. So you gotta trap them in there. Nice. Oh, going for the base. Beautiful. Get that high damage in there whenever you can. Nice. Love that. Another legend. Nice. Oh yeah, gotta get in there. When you see a big clump of people, especially if you can do it from a bush, flying in there, absolutely wipe out the whole team. They're not gonna know what hit them. And you're gonna just enjoy your time in the air, feeling the wind in your hair. I think that's probably one of my favorite lines. 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗓𝗔𝗟. It is so good. We actually recorded 2 of them. There was another one where it was more like a 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗓𝗔, and then they were just like, can you do it again? But can you do it as if it's like his mind is snapped? I was like, yeah. There you are! This is so good. You are really good at this. You're doing a lot better at playing as Damian than I did when I was going for Prestige 1 on my stream. I'm going to take down notes. Get my pen. This is what you got to do. Look at that! The match is over before it even began. I guarantee wouldn't be over that quickly if it wasn't for having a Damian on that team. Nice. Okay, what have we got? Nice. Again, only one Damian. That's what we like to see, because there's only one. Deciding on where you put your wall is a big thing you got to consider, because you want to make sure you can't block off the people that you want to get to. And look, you got a Star Nova. Not that you need a Star Nova on your team. You got Damian. Damian carries the whole team. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, that was good. I like that you put it down, but you kind of blocked your teammates in there. But I do like the fact that you forced him around to your fist. And he was just like happily to take it. He was like, I accept my fate. I shall come along and you can punch me in the face. Nice. Love that. Oh, see, when you keep the pressure on them here, they haven't got they come back and you're always ready to take them out. And you keep the pressure on them. That's when they start making mistakes. That's when Damian really shines. Nice. This is a good arena for Damian as well. Lots of bushes to hide in, so people come to you, and then when the least suspect it, just gone. You guys are doing so good in this match. Oh, Damian's doing awesome. I don't even think you've died. I don't think you've died yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think you've died, which is absolutely awesome. Yeah, so you keep that space. You stay over near their base, and as soon as they come out, oh, what's this? You're being Star Nova. You don't need to be Star Nova. Damian is enough. Oh, Star Nova is pretty cool too. That's fine. And then straight back to Damian to finish him off. And a little taunt. Oh, look, I'm amazing. Oh, this is so good. Nice try. My turn! Yeah, this is awesome. You are doing so cool in this match. Oh, look at that. As soon as they're coming out, they're getting wiped out. They don't even know what to do. What would you do in that situation? You might as well pack up your bags and be like, okay, I'm out. I submit. Damian is just too strong, too powerful. Hell yeah. Nice. See, even the supers, when you transform into a super, Star Nova and stuff like that, Damian's just like, I don't care. You're going down. You affected my family. That's not happening. Anyone on Damian's team, I think, is his family. In that instance, he's just like, I will let nothing touch you, brothers and sisters. Ha! Look at that little guy running away from you. Oh, what's his name? Pickle? I like Pickle. But Damian destroyed him! Oh, into the last stretch. Not even any competition. It was over before it even began because Damian was there. That's it. Look at them moves. Nice. Yeah. I did all the performance capture myself. I wish I could move like that. Nice work, my dudes.